Alright guys, I'm doing this video to give you guys an insight on the Diamondback tool belt and the Occidental. This really applies more to the electrician. I'm an electrician and have been for over 15 years. And I want to start off by saying that I'm not getting paid by neither Diamondback or Occidental. This is just a video that I thought I make because I get a lot of questions asked at work about my Diamondback that I recently purchased. So I thought I'd make this video. Here I have more or less what I have in my tool belt on a daily basis. Sometimes I have less than this and sometimes I have a little bit more. But this is what I carry on a day-to-day basis. Here we have channel locks, linemans, needle nose, tape measure, a multi-screwdriver extension, a multi-hex head driver, calculator, drywall saw, speed square, level. You guys get the picture. So first of all, I want to talk about the Occidental. This Occidental I've had for over a year. Sheep skin lining for comfort. Kind of helps on the hips, get some of that rubbing off the hips. And also I adapted the D-rings for the suspenders there. Occidental sent this out to me, which was great. What can I say about Occidental? All you guys know this is probably the #1 seller out there for both electricians, carpenters. I've even seen some HVAC contractors wearing them. This is the industrial electrician tool belt, and it's the set they sell on their website. This is how it comes with, except the sheepskin lining. One of the things that I love about Occidental is their quality. You can tell that a lot of pride was made into making these. I put these bags through a lot. I set them on the floor. If I'm working off of a scissor lift, they're on the scissor lift on the floor when I'm not on it. And what can I say? I clean them up. I do condition them. I like to keep my leather nice and conditioned so that I can prolong the life of the belt itself. I have done some modifications to fit tools that didn't really fit because the leather didn't stretch out enough. You can tell there. But other than that, this tool belt is great. Now, one of the things that I don't like about Occidental is they're pretty heavy. I mean, it's leather, so with that comes a little bit of weight. And other than that, the sheepskin is not that hot in the summer. It's actually not as hot as it looks. I'm from California, so we have quite a few heat waves, even in the winter time. But other than that, this bag here, the big pouch, I wish it had probably a divider in there so we could, be a little bit more organized. This is a tape measure holster, but I don't use it for that. I use it for other screws and wire nuts, whatever task I'm working on. That's the Occidental. Here I have the Diamondback, which I've been wearing for the past, I want to say 3 months. They are pretty dirty. They're in the drywall phase of the project where I'm at currently. So yeah, they're a little dusty. It's okay. At first I was very skeptical on the Diamondback. They're pretty expensive. Actually, they're more expensive than Occidental. And for that reason I was very skeptical because I didn't know if all of this was going to be able to fit in the Diamondback tool belt that I was interested in. And this is the Aurora, which is my tool side, my right hand side. So this is for the tools. And then I have the Wrangle on the fitting side. So, and I have the 6-inch belt with the gun holster. So this is for an air gun that you would use for those carpenters out there. And this here is pretty rigid. This is for your impact or your drill that just has its own little hook and it clips on there, and it holds very well actually. I actually really liked it. I didn't think it was gonna work that great when I purchased it, but it actually did. So, and these here, hammer holster. Right-handed or left-handed. You can also purchase a hammer holster and adapt it to this, but we don't carry that much the hammer that often as electricians. This is our actual hammer. So what I'm gonna do next is put all these tools into the Occidental, give you guys a shot of that, and then I will take them off and put them on the Diamondback and give you guys a shot of that. Alright guys, so this is the Occidental, and this is pretty much how I would have it set up on a day-to-day basis at work. As you can see, they're comfortable and they're really nice. The sheepskin really helps. I have the Stronghold suspenders, which are really comfortable, padded. The downside to them in the summer, they do get a little warm, so I tend to take them off. I might wear them for maybe a few weeks and then take them off for a few weeks. So I play back and forth with the suspenders. It's the reason why I love the fact that you can easily clip on and clip off the suspender whenever you don't feel like wearing them. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Again, the tape measure, I have it there, but when I have other screws or other fittings, I tend to just clip it in the back of my tool belt. But other than that, I like to have it there, easy access. But next, I will show you the same amount of tools in the Diamondback tool belt, which is the one that I am currently wearing at work. One of the things too, Occidental, is this tends to kind of weigh itself out with the weight. It's not a big deal, but if you're working around finish walls, that could maybe become an issue. But other than that, again, Occidental, hands down, really good quality workmanship, and really don't have too much complaints. So next I will show you the Diamondback tool belt. Alright guys, so before I do the tools on the Diamondback tool belt, I wanted to show you more or less the weight of the Occidental tool belt with the Stronghold suspenders and the sheepskin lining. As you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see there, but we're just under 10 pounds. And again, that's with no tools and with the sheepskin liner. Again, no tools. I emptied them all out. No fittings, no tape measure. And the weight on these is just under 10 pounds. This is a scale that I use for my luggage when I travel. Make sure I don't get hit with those extra fees at the airport. Okay, next I will be showing you the Arizona tool belt. Alright guys, so before I do the tools in the Diamondback tool belt, I wanted to show you the weight of the my Diamondback tool belt with the deluxe suspenders. Again, they're dry, so they have no tools in them, just like I did with the Occidental, no tools. Everything is pretty much as it would come out of the box. And as you guys can see, I don't know if the camera can capture that, but we are just over 5 pounds. About, let's call it 6. So it's pretty much half of the weight of the Occidental. And you know, for an 8-10 hour shift, that'll take a toll on you. So let me do the tools on the Aurora so you guys can see how all these tools were able to fit in here. And that is one of the main reasons why I did this video, is because again, I was very skeptical on how the tools that I'm used to carrying on a day-to-day basis would be able to fit and organize into this Diamondback. I couldn't find a video or a picture that would be able to tell me that story. So I've always wanted a set of these. I finally was able to get them, and I don't regret it. So alright guys, so this is my current belt that I use at work pretty much every day. Again, this is the Aurora side, the tool belt. I'm a righty, so it's on the right hand side, and then I have the Wrangle on the left. Now, one of the things that I want to say about this tool belt that I was really surprised was the fact that everything that I had here actually fit really perfect. Here I have a pair of side cutters, my multi-driver for the hex head. I have my square, Sharpie, pencil, utility knife. I have a pocket here. This is one pocket that, as an electrician, you know, we put fittings in here, couplings, connectors. Sometimes I feel it's a little too tight. If it was a little bit wider, it'd probably be better. It does have some slots for some tools here, but I don't put them in there because if I put it in there and then I go to put some fittings, it's gonna be a tight fit. So that was one of the things that I didn't like. Here also is my demo screwdriver, and I noticed they have another pocket, a slot for another screwdriver here, and if you notice, it tucks under this set of compartments of the bag, and I don't know why it does that. I tried actually putting it overnight, over the weekend, with some zip ties, and it still went back into its original place. Not a big deal for me. I try not to carry too many tools. I try to do whatever I need to do with what I have. But I do love the fact that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets that I can use for wire nuts, self-tapping screws, ground screws, connectors, couplings, straps for conduit, you name it. Now these pockets also, I use a calculator whenever I'm doing my conduit bending. The little torpedo level, it just fits right in place, and everything's where I'm at a hand's reach. I mean, it's what can I say? I love it. Another thing is, if you noticed on the Occidental, it was sticking out a little further out. This is more compact to you, so it feels, you know, like you're not as wide, even though I'm a little pretty wide, as you can tell. But here, it's the same tools that I had on the Occidental, just more compact. And this pocket I love because it's my bit holder pocket. I have all this. Carry in there. Velcro is nice and tough. Doesn't open. When I set it down, nothing falls out. Everything's held in place. Again, this is what I carry on a day-to-day basis. This I don't carry all the time, but I just happen to have it in here. My extension. Everything comes out smooth and in smooth. I know where everything's at. On this side, again, I have my wire markers. When we're pulling wire, nice slot on there. Now, if you wanted to use this for something other than a book of wire mark, you could put a little notebook in there, or, you know, screws. I mean, it has small pockets, but very, very useful and handy. This one as well. It's for the square, or you could use it for whatever you like. So, in my personal opinion, working with the Occidental tool belt, which I love, and my wife says those are better looking bags. You know, but in my personal opinion, the Diamondback is the belt that I feel that the first day that I wore it, I was already comfortable and I was already used to it. I had no break-in period with it. Now these suspenders here, another thing I wanted to talk about were these suspenders. They're really, really light. They're padded, but they're not over padded, and you know, it hasn't been too hot here in California, but it's been in the 80s, mid 70s, and it's not as hot as the Occidental. Super easy to adjust. You pull these up, you find your sweet spot, and you're done. There's no more adjusting. You don't have to drill the back like you would on the Occidental. Now again, I'm not trying to knock off on the Occidental, but it just takes more time to get used to those bags and to find the right spot for the suspenders, for your sweet spot. I like to have half of my weight of the belt on my hips and half of my shoulders when I am wearing the suspenders. When I'm not wearing the suspenders, then, you know, all the weight is on your hips, on your waist. Another thing that I loved about the Diamondback was the fact that the buckle actually sits off to the side, which is perfect. It's easy to adjust, easy to take off, easy to put on. You know, if you're like me and you gain 5 pounds after you eat lunch, it's easy to loosen up and you take it off, clip it on, tighten it up, and you're pretty much good to go. Again, very comfortable belt. Another thing that I get asked or told a lot at work is the fact that the length of them. I'm about 5'7", maybe 5'8" on a good day, and they are a little long, but again, it's nothing that you can't get used to. The pockets are very, very accommodating for the stuff that I carry on a day-to-day basis. The hammer holder, it's very comfortable. It's there. You don't need to attach it or detach it. It's not in your way. It doesn't get caught up on stuff. Another thing I want to add before I finish the video is I can walk pretty much through a wall with the studs being 16 on center and not really get hung up. I got to walk in sideways, right? Sideways I walk through them and I don't get hung up with these Diamondback. Now the Occidental, even if I turn sideways, I have a hard time. I just thought I might add that in there since I'm an electrician, and I made this video because when I was in the market, these were the two belts that that I had my mind set on, but I couldn't find anything on Diamondback that would give me the information that I needed to be able to make my decision on purchasing them. So I bought the Occidental, and then I said, hey, you know what? The only way I'm gonna find out is if I buy the Diamondback. So I did, and I don't regret it. Again, Occidental is a great 2-belt. Diamondback quality, you can tell it's quality. There's no leather in here at all. They say the lifespan is about 15 years. I think it can go longer than that depending on how you take care of them. One more thing. This here, the chain for the tape, if you guys can see, it's held on by a screw with the Allen key and a nut on the back. So you're able to remove that if you're not using it. However, when I first purchased the belt, after about a month, I noticed that my chain was gone. And at the time, I wasn't really using the tape, so I didn't have anything in there. That's why I didn't notice it any sooner. But so I emailed Diamondback, and they gladly shipped me out a new chain and hardware. And what I did is I got I forget the liquid that I use so that it doesn't come loose, the nut. But it worked really well. I put it on there, tightened it down, and it's been good ever since. So that's the only thing you got to look out for if you decide to purchase this 2-belt. This side also has that one slot for a screwdriver that tucks in behind the bag. In my opinion, that these two need to be out here so that you can maybe attach something else there, because this here is not gonna work too good. See? So that's one of the things that I didn't like, but you know, other than that, in my opinion, these are two of the best 2-belts out there in the market. Again, I've been doing this for over 15 years. I've owned Klein, I've owned Boulder Bag, I've owned Milwaukee, and these are two of the best 2-belts. I hope this video helps you guys on your decision on buying a 2-belt. And the Arizona, California, it just started carrying these 2-belts, the Diamondback that is, and I think it's a great product. It's a little expensive, but you know, sometimes you have to invest in yourself. Thank you, and hope you guys liked the video. I can review a lot of more things that I use at work, work boots being one of them. Let me know what you guys think. It's my first video, so please be mindful of it. And let me know if you guys want me to review anything else on the Diamondback or the Occidental.